Libby discovers a surprising connection with her mother, revealing hidden depths and unexpected support for her dreams of independence. Settle in, dear listeners, and let the whispers of secret longings caress your ears. Chapter 3: A Mother's Understanding. The morning sun streamed through the lace curtains of the Ainsworth's sunroom, casting dappled shadows on the two women seated there. Libby sat across from her mother, Margaret Ainsworth, both cradling delicate teacups in their hands. The tension from the previous night's dinner still lingered in the air. Margaret set down her cup with a soft clink.
"Libby, darling, about last night."
Libby braced herself for a lecture, but her mother surprised her.
"I want you to know that I understand."
Margaret said, her voice gentle.
"More than you might think."
Libby's eyebrows rose.
"You do?"
Margaret nodded, a wistful smile playing on her lips.
"When I was your age, I too had dreams beyond being a society wife. I wanted to be a teacher."
"You did?"
Libby leaned forward, intrigued. This was a side of her mother she'd never seen before.
"Oh yes, I even secretly applied to a teaching college."
Margaret's eyes twinkled with the memory.
"But my parents were horrified when they found out. They said it wasn't proper for a young lady of my standing."
Libby felt a sudden kinship with her mother.
"What did you do?"
Margaret sighed.
"I gave in. I met your father at a ball that season and, well, you know the rest."
She reached out and took Libby's hand.
"I don't regret my life, Libby. I love your father and I'm proud of our family. But sometimes I wonder what might have been if I'd fought harder for my dreams."
Libby squeezed her mother's hand.
"Oh, Mama."
"That's why I want you to know that I support you."
Margaret continued.
"Your father, he means well, but he can be set in his ways. He doesn't always see how the world is changing."
"But what can I do?"
Libby asked, frustration creeping into her voice.
"He won't listen to me."
Margaret's eyes sparkled with a hint of mischief.
"Well, I might have an idea. You remember Mrs. Harriet Stanton? She's hosting a luncheon next week for some of the local suffragists. I thought perhaps we might attend. Just to observe, of course."
Libby's face lit up.
"Really? You'd go with me?"
"Of course, darling. It's about time I took an interest in current events, don't you think?"
Margaret winked.
"We'll tell your father it's a charity luncheon. He needn't know all the details."
Libby jumped up and hugged her mother tightly.
"Thank you, Mama. This means so much to me."
As they embraced, Margaret whispered,
"Just promise me one thing, Libby."
"Anything."
Libby replied. Margaret pulled back, holding her daughter's gaze.
"Whatever you decide to do with your life, make sure it's what truly makes you happy. Don't let anyone, not even your father or me, make that choice for you."
Libby nodded, feeling a newfound respect and love for her mother. As they returned to their tea, discussing plans for the luncheon, Libby realized that perhaps she had more allies in this house than she'd thought. From the doorway, unseen by either woman, Tom watched the scene with a small smile before quietly slipping away.